been interested in sport. Anyway, I just thought I'd throw this in. You remember the 2012 Olympic presentation, which was absolutely unbelievably bad.
Right.
Well, it was good from a point of view of spectacle, but when you consider what they did there, what they showed us, what they were predicting, the notice they sent about the future they had planned for us. Do you remember that? That's the 2012 one. Oh my goodness. Anyway, the latest one that they've all been raving about, the one in Paris, I didn't watch it, of course, but I'm just going to throw this at you. That Paris demonstration was underground in Paris were 3 Metatronic pulse stations, which had been and probably still are slightly pulsing very low frequency resonance out into the grids, particularly in Paris. One is right underneath the Eiffel Tower. One is underneath the Seine where they did that boat trip. It's right under there by that cathedral, which was burnt. And the last one is under the glass dome. The most powerful one is under the glass dome of the Louvre. These are all Metatronic substations which have been sending out huge frequencies. And they've been sending those frequencies out since 10,500 BC and 2002 and 2003. And they are connected to a specific point on the Earth's grids, which is just off the west coast of Africa. And that's called the 666 Beast Point. And that's lined up with Stargate 12 in France, Montségur, and also Rennes-le-Château. You may have heard of that. Rennes-le-Château is a very important feature of the Knights Templar, etc., and connected to the Giza Stargate 4 and the Abadan, Iran Stargate 10. All of these things were mostly activated. They started in 10,500 BC, but they were really ramped up in 2002 AD and 2003 to bring us all down to our knees so that all of our stargates would be eliminated and they'd be taken over by the Metatronic pulses. It's a story that, you know, if somebody wrote a Hollywood movie about this, people would say, oh, you can't believe that, but it's true. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so the low frequencies that were coming out, and they were on that Olympics thing in France, I haven't told anybody in family or friends, but I'm telling you, is because right underneath that presentation were heavy low frequency pulses of pretty dark matter stuff.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I couldn't tell if it was the good guys putting on a bad guy show or if it was the bad guys putting on a very bad show. But it sounds to me like the bad guys putting on a very bad show.
Well, the human hybrids, the elite human hybrids who are still around, I mean, a lot of them have been taken out and they've been replaced with, well, lookalikes and clones, etc. Because the human hybrid elite, and I'm not telling you to feel sorry for them, but from the way we were talking, Derek and I, earlier, you know, you do have to understand that, you know, these human hybrid elites of the very highest, most powerful kind have been hoodwinked just as much as angelic humans have. They haven't been told all the secrets, and they've been frightened like you wouldn't believe into doing whatever has been told. And they bought the contract because often they had no choice. And so they are still desperately clinging on with their bleeding fingernails onto the edges of life here on Earth, hoping that somehow, you know, the energies that were supporting them can return, but they're not going to. And so these beings are, these elite human hybrids, they're still all over the place, are just falling like flies now. And things like the Olympics are a sort of a last gasp, please let this work type thing.
Wow.
And it's got nothing to do with the athletes who are trying to do their thing. They're doing their thing because that's what they want to do. That's their free will choice. But they don't know what's going on underneath the surface.
Wow. Well, I'm glad to get that update.